We had a pretty brief discussion on that at one of our last select board meetings. We've had quite a year, accomplished quite a number of things, but there's a few things that, one including the bridge plan, are still were still needed to be discussed and had to get through town meeting. Have a couple of other ongoing items that I wanted to see through, and so I put it out to the board that I'd like to stay on, and no vote was taken.
Now, for someone who doesn't follow town government that closely, the bridge plan, you want to see that through. What is the bridge plan?
So the bridge plan is something that we did touch upon last time when we were talking about the annual town meeting. Basically, it was a way for us to bridge a gap between this fiscal year and fiscal year, I guess 2030, where we have some revenue within the budget that will become unlocked. And what we're trying to really cover is the Tri-County school building project without needing to go to the town for any sort of debt exclusion or override proposition. So we were able to seed a special account with funds to cover any shortfall that we may have from here to there, and that's the plan.
Well, why wouldn't you just put an override on the ballot? Everybody wants to vote for an override, right?
Well, everybody certainly wants to come out and vote one way or the other for an override.
Oh, absolutely.
But as I learned early on in my career on this board, it's a great way to tear a town apart as well. Yeah. So it was quite a proud thing for I think our board and our town. At this last town meeting, to be one of the few surrounding communities that didn't need to go out to the town for debt exclusion for this Tri-County budget. We got several compliments, not only this year, but the last several years. Mr. Noble's been helping to coordinate how we manage our town meeting, how efficient it is, how much information is in the warrant ahead of time, all the different meetings we have in preparation for it, so folks who are kind of following along on everything that's coming together can kind of have their voice heard as we approach town meetings. So by the time we get there, people know what to expect. They know the ins and outs of any arguments that there may be to figure things out before, and the meetings have been going quite smoothly. I believe it's the fourth meeting in a row where every article that the town put forth was passed, with, I would say
overwhelming majority, if not unanimous.
Support, yeah. It's also, I'd say, the fourth budget where Plainville feels like it's kind of back on its feet and back to what our new normal is. We've got things going in a very positive direction, and as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast today, the bridge plan is something that was a part of this, and hopefully will keep us on that path for the next few years, and be able to continue to have these positive meetings with budgets that everyone can feel confident about.
I mentioned it briefly during the introduction, but one of the items, the articles that was passed, is the fact that the town administrator's position will become a town manager's position. What was the thinking behind that?
So really, I think it's trying to align the title with what Mr. Noble's actually doing around here.
My job.
And he'll be here for as long as we can keep him here. But at some point, he'll move on, and when he does, there are going to be big shoes to fill, and we want to make sure that we have someone step into that role who is ready to truly be a town manager.
Now, Mr. Noble, 47, 48 years old, so it would be a while before you retire.
Well,
but when you do retire, advertising for a town manager position compared to a town administrator's position, do you get a better pool of candidates?
You get a different pool of candidates, and one of the things that's by the charter, the authority vested in me is that in my position is that of a town manager.
Like I'm at a wedding.
Yes, is that of a town manager. But the title has always been town administrator. Every town administrator wants to be a town manager. No town manager wants to drop back to being a town administrator, even if it's only by title. When you advertise the position, you want to be advertising to the most advantageous pool of candidates. Therefore, the job needs to be advertised as town manager. You will get a stronger application pool. And that's very important because there's an awful lot that goes on in Plainville these days. And that job is no longer what it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago. It's a consuming job, and the expectations from the select board in particular and from our constituents are high. rightly so. So consequently, we want the best possible applicants to be in the pool.
And that was one of a number of changes that the Charter Review Committee had put forth at town meeting. All the changes were approved and are now off to the state.
Off to the state.